Hi there. Just want to talk to you a little bit about salt. Came to me this week while I saw bags of salt about people's homes in different places and images, photographs of salt getting put on the ice. We know what happens on a regular basis, and it just got me thinking a little bit about salt, because the Bible has got quite a bit to say about salt. I think one of the earliest references was about Lot's wife who get turned into a pillar of salt because she was fleeing Sodom and told never to look back at it, but keep looking forward. You know, at the beginning of the year, that's quite a good thought for us, not to look back, but to look forward. I'm not saying you'll get turned into a pillar of salt, but as we go into a new year, don't look back in any situations, but keep your eyes firmly ahead, looking in Jesus, the Bible says, and keep looking forward. You know, but salt is more than that. The Bible says that salt is good, but if it loses its flavour, then it's not good. You know, I personally like salt on my food. I like salt and vinegar crisps. I like salted peanuts. These are my favourites. I like salt on my dinners. I like salt on my chips. I remember a few years ago now, I was out at a cafe with one member in our family, and I nearly said he, but that'd have given away who it was. So I'll say they, instead of putting salt on their chips, put sugar on their chips. The bowls look similar, and the reality is salt and sugar, when you're pouring it out, look very similar. They look the same, but the effect was different. Salt would have added to the lunch, but the sugar at that point took away from the experience. And you know, the Bible says that we are salt. Jesus says, you're the salt of the earth. And the reality is, we're the salt that should add to people's experience and not be the sugar that takes away from them. You know, back to the salt that you put on ice. Well, actually, the science says that the salt does not go on the ice, but every time there's ice, there's a thin water layer, a liquid layer on top of the ice. And what happens is that the salt interacts with that water, and it causes the freezing point of that water to go lower than the 32 degrees Fahrenheit which ice comes into being from water. So what is happening before then is that the ice is connecting with the water and trying to freeze it at that level, but because salt goes into the water, it means it changes the temperature in which that water would become frozen and hard. And actually the water then starts to interact with the ice and causes the ice to melt. So what I'm saying is, putting salt into icy, hard, cold surfaces causes it to melt and temperatures to rise. And in our world where there's a lot of hardness and aggression and criticism, you know, we're called to be the salt that causes the hardness to melt away. The Bible says that our words should be gracious. They should be seasoned with salt. So as we go about our lives, we need to be the salt that causes a change to take place in the environment around us. See, when that salt and sugar get mixed up, they look the same, but their effects were different. And we may look the same as everybody else walking about the planet, but we can make a choice to be the salt that melts the hardness of our world and causes a warmth to come into our lives and those we come into contact with. So this week, be salt where you are and change the environment and the temperature of your world. God bless you. Have a great day.